In this video, I'm going to have a go at making one of these really lovely little crochet butterflies. To make your butterfly, you're going to need 2 balls of wool. These can be whatever 2 colours that you like. I've got multicoloured and navy blue, but you could have any sort of combination of colours, or even make a whole variety of different coloured butterflies and hang them all up together, like a really jolly thing to hang in your window. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, a crochet hook and a needle that you can sew wool with. The crochet hook, it was recommended to use a 4mm needle, but I only find 3.75 and that seemed to do the job just as well. So I would say as close to 4mm as you can get. We're going to start off by making a slip knot around the needle. So how I do this is I take my 2 fingers, I hold the wool like this so it's going over the inside of my fingers, turn them over so it's crossing over, bring it down and cross over here and bring it back down on this side like so. Then hook the needle under this one, over this so it's hooked like so, and I bring it out. And then, one swift movement, I pull my fingers out and pull tight. And the test to make sure it's worked is if I pull on the loose end, it should tighten around the crochet hook. Next up, I'm going to chain 6 from this knot. So I'm going to hook it over and pull through, and that's 1 chain. So hook over, pull through, 2nd chain, hook over, pull through, 3rd chain, hook over, pull through, 4, 5 and 6. So then it should look like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I'm going to slip stitch into the 1st chain, which is this one here, to make it into a circle. So through the chain like this, hook through. I'm going to pull it through then this loop as well. There we go. And that's made a circle, and it's into the middle of this circle that we're going to do our work. From here, I'm going to chain 3. So again, hook over, pull through, 1, 2, and 3. So I've got these 3 stitches which represent a treble crochet, and now I'm going to do the first actual treble crochet into the circle. So to do this, you hook it over the hook, like so, or loop it over the hook, I think it's probably the better way of putting it, and then the hook goes into the middle of the circle. Oh, make sure that bit's out of the way. You hook under and pull it back through the circle, and then you pull the wool through the first 2 loops and then the second 2, like so, and that forms a treble crochet. So there we have the 2 on there, like so. So now I'm going to chain twice more, like so, 1, 2, and I'm going to do 2 more treble crochet into the circle. So hook it over the hook, stick it into the hole, bring it through, and then pull through the first 2 hoops and through the second 2 loops. There we go. And once more, over the hook, into the hole, pull through, got 3 loops on the hook, pull through the first loop, 2 loops, and pull through the second 2 loops. So there we have 2 sets of 2 treble crochets. So I'm going to keep repeating this round until there are 8 different sets of treble crochets. So there's 2 treble crochets in a set and I want 8 sets. So I'm going to chain again twice more, 1 and 2. Then I'm going to do 2 treble crochets, so over the hook, through the hole, through the first 2 loops, and then through the second 2, over the hook, through the hole, pull through the first 2 loops, and then the second 2. So that is 1 more set of treble crochets. So there's one set there, 2, 3. So I'm going to repeat that 5 times more. So pause the video if you're crocheting along with me. Pause the video now. I'm going to do the rest and then I'll show you how to join them up at the end. So I've gone all the way around with my 8 sets of treble crochets. So there's one set there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. This pink and purple one here at the end. The next step is to chain 2 from here, as you have been doing all the way around, and then we're going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain of that kind of the first treble crochet that we did. So we started off with the 3 chains to represent a treble crochet rather than doing an actual treble crochet. So we're going to go to the 3rd chain on this stitch, which is this one here. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to slip stitch in by sticking it through the chain, hooking it through, and then pulling it through this loop as well. And then that joins it up nicely. I'm going to chain once more, and this is going to be where I end it, so I'm going to snip it just here, like so, and then I'm going to pull all the way through and pull this tight. And this is the first part of our butterfly, which looks a little bit like a flower, doesn't it? Quite pretty. This is where I'm going to change to the navy blue wool. And to do this, I am going to find the very first 2 treble crochet that I have, so this one and this one. That's where I finished just now. And I'm going to thread this through, use my hook to pull it through the gap between those 2 crochet, like so. And then I'm going to tie a knot in the top bit here. It's just a way that I find secures it a little bit better. So just a normal knot, and in the knot I'm going to tie this bit down as well. That's it. Pull it tight, just like that. There we go. Just so it's there at the end. And then before I do any more, I'm going to stick my crochet hook through, pull this, and just do one little sort of slip stitch just there. I've got my first stitch between this first set of treble crochet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 6 treble crochet now into the gap between the first set and the second set of treble crochet from that first bit that I did, so where I chained 2 here. I'm going to keep these 2 ends tucked behind so that they kind of get stitched in as I go, and that stops them going astray later. So here we go, hook over, through the gap, pull through the first 2 loops and then the second, so that's 1, hook over, through the gap, pull through the first 2 and the second 2, that's 2, hook over, through the gap, ooh, so many stitches it's hard not to get them in a muddle, pull through those 2 and through the next 2, that's 3, pull over, that's 4, twice more, 5, and 6. So there we go. And then, as I did when I started, I'm going to do a slip stitch between the next set of treble crochets, so between these 2 here. I'm going to go through, pull that, and pull that loop through the next one, like so. And that's made like a lovely scalloped edge, sort of along the edge of my flower. I'm going to repeat that 8 times so it goes all the way around. So if you're crocheting along with me, this is where you pause it, and I will show you, once I've done that, how to join up the first one and the last one. I've gone all the way around. I've done my 8 scallops, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So I've just finished. And where I would normally, all the way around, do a slip stitch into the gap, what I'm actually going to do instead is a slip stitch into the very first navy blue stitch that I can see, so this one here. So I'm going to go into there, pull through, and then pull that through this one, like so. And then I'm going to chain 8 from this point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So with the flower positioned like this, we're now going to fold it in half. So we've got 4 petals, 2 on either side of our chain of 8. We're going to fold it there, and you can see now how the butterfly shape forms. So we're going to fold it away from us, so underneath and away. So it's like that, chain at the top. And then we're going to wrap it round. So we're going to move it over, so keeping the chain in front of us. Now the butterfly is the right way up. And then we're going to do it again one more time. So the butterfly is now upside down again, but this chain is wrapped all the way around. We're going to return here to the very first chain, if I can get it through. Let's try that again. We're going to I'm going to try the second one. I think that'll work better. And I'm going to pull that through like a slip stitch. And then I'm going to do one more stitch like this. And that's where I'm going to leave it. So I'm going to cut it here and pull that through, and then pull it nice and tight. And you can see now how we've got the butterfly shape. And this is where the needle comes in handy, because we're going to just thread these bits into the butterfly, probably on the inside so they can't be seen, and then trim them so it just looks like a pretty butterfly. So just to show you what I've done, I've got this blue bit of wool and I'm threading it up here through the inside bit of the butterfly, and I'll pull it through like so, and you see you can't tell from that bit. And then I'm going to snip it as close as I dare to the wool, and this bit here is where I changed colour, so I'm going to snip that bit as well. This is the tricky bit, because you do not want to trim any of your precious stitches. There we go. That should sort of tuck in there like that and hide that. And then I'm going to do the same with the pink. I'm just going to thread it through these bits here. And I'm going to stick that through the loop, pull it through, and then I'll probably maybe go through these purple bits, stick that through, pull it through, make sure nothing's showing, looks all right. Yep, I think that's fine. So then again, I'm going to trim it just here, and then, as I said before, being really careful not to trim any of your precious stitches. Okay, pulling it around, get it into the shape that I want. To make the blue antennae, I'm going to use a bit of blue wool. I'm going to tie a knot in either end of it. So you don't want these to be too long, so that's why I'm not going to be too worried about getting them right at the end. You probably want them to be about 1 inch or so apart. So maybe like that. So you can see there's a knot there and a knot there. So I'm going to fold it in half so the knots are next to each other, and then I'm going to trim it just here, so there's a tiny weeny bit after the knots, but hopefully not so little that it won't come undone. There we go. And then these I'm going to hook under here, pull it through, pull through one end, and then get a bit of a muddle, pull them up to the top together. Simple as that. There is your beautiful butterfly.